I'd like to start this new EJ Locke video with an inspirational personal statement. A quote that will be passed down to the generations until their carelessness as a species will ultimately cost us our lives, as the ozone layer is fully destroyed and the Earth becomes a ball of fire. This was written for the E-Waste Scholarship, which is not about digital landfills in the metaverse, as one might falsely believe. It's actually about
poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses!
But I won't prattle on any longer. I present to you my e-waste personal statement. The most important reason to care about e-waste is something within our power as individuals. I think that we owe it to ourselves to use our individual power responsibly.
I hope it wins some scholarship money.
That's right. I'm a college student looking to fill their Scrooge McDuck money pool with some yummy money.
Did we get a pool? Is this a pool?
And in this video, we're gonna earn that money by
Getting a job.
Well, he looks at me, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I look at him.
we're gonna earn that money through
scams and marketing ploys.
we're doing scholarships.
Okay.
When you think of scholarship essays, you think of scholarship essays. As of writing this, my summer break just started, so I've been writing a couple essays. I'm not a scholarship essay expert. However, I do have a process and some friendly advice on writing your very own scholarship essays. From what I found, one of the hardest things to do when writing is perfectly summed up by SpongeBob SquarePants. Starting something, not just writing but in general, can be very difficult. It can feel like a mental block where I don't really want to put anything on the page. I have so much I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. Well, you know what I say to that? Try away, man. Seriously, write a draft. Write a paragraph, take a minute to review, and press on. Do that until you have something of substance. It doesn't have to be good substance, but it has to be something you can work with. Even if you have to scrap everything and restart, just writing something helps a lot with figuring out what works and what doesn't. It gives you direction that you can then take to develop a better draft. As you keep drafting, you'll eventually find that you have something satisfactory. From there, I would take one more look at it to revise things like spelling, grammar, punctuation, and all that jazz. Then, submit. As important as it is to revise and make sure you got your point across, it shouldn't really stress you out. Trust me, stressing out just makes you spend way more time than needed for a simple 600-word essay. This isn't your magnum opus, don't treat it like one. You'd be more productive just to submit your essay, take a short tea break, and start on another application. On a side note, you'd also have a higher chance of winning something, but we'll talk about that later. Stick around for that. As you write more essays, I encourage you to find your voice. What does that mean? Well, it's different for everyone. For me, I write with a certain diction. I stick with a mix of longer and shorter sentences, especially when I'm writing outside of this channel. I tend to sound things out when I write, almost like transcribed speech. I like to write from personal experience and recount things in a way that's easy to understand. What I'm saying is that these things, habits, preferences, processes, whatever, all influence how I write, what I write about, and how I sound. There is a voice to how I write that continues to define itself with time. Voice makes your work stand out, which enhances any writing you can make. If you can find your voice through continuous writing, it'll make your work much more authentic and your essays stand out all the more. Just try to be authentic to yourself. Write what you'd want to see. However, you may be watching this video and thinking that it's incredibly boring so far because we're just talking about stinky writing. Yuck. Boy Earl, do I have the thing for you. Essays are the most common scholarship application, but there are others out there. I've seen scholarships with video applications, for example. If you're into filming or acting or anything relating to video, look out for those. I'll link some helpful resources in the description, but simply searching video scholarships on Google can help you find some great stuff. Hell, Google's a great resource in general. Do you have a hobby? Look up scholarships for it. There's also many scholarships specifically for things like race, gender, sexuality, religion, ethnicity, disability, and any other personal attributes you may have. Most sites that recommend and catalog scholarships also have search and filter options for stuff like this. So, if there's anything unique about you, then it may be worth a search to see if there's any scholarships up your alley.
Is this a pool?
Wow! We applied for at least 3 scholarships in this video. Did you keep track? No. Because I never drew any fucking attention to it? Didn't think so. This video was honestly more of an excuse to talk about the scholarship application process. I've been applying for some recently and figured I could bestow some wisdom. At the very least, it lets me talk about something that I have a modicum of interest in. Also, I'm not sure if I won any of the scholarships I applied for, but if I had to guess, I'd say that I didn't. I know that doesn't set a good precedent for my advice, but like, I'm trying. That's all I can do. And really, scholarships are only gonna get you so far. You'll still need loans and shit, unless you're John Richington with your Scrooge McDuck money pool.
Ah! Hooray!
Scholarships can help though. Even winning one grants you free money, and all you have to do is write an essay about designing a college class. So that's something to keep in mind. Before we end off here, I have some final pieces of advice I'd like to add. These are more general tips for if you're going to be applying over an extended period of time. If you're dedicated to the grind, I'd stick around. With the prospect of riches, you may be antsy to do a million scholarships every single minute, night and day. This is, of course, a delusion of grandeur that should be squished immediately. You can, however, set weekly goals for yourself. For example, I try to complete 2 scholarship essays a week during my summer and winter breaks. This is a realistic goal for me that I've found myself achieving in the past. It allows me to apply for a wide range of scholarships, while focusing on the quality of each individual application. If you make a realistic schedule with your own abilities and time in mind, you'll find yourself being able to apply for several scholarships pretty consistently. Applying for more scholarships means more chances to win money for your Scrooge McDuck money planetarium.
Did we get a pool?
No.
Most scholarships have hundreds, thousands, and potentially millions of applicants. As you can imagine, it's pretty hard to beat those odds. However, the more you roll the dice, the more likely you are to win. No, I'm not a chronic gambler. And if you look around, you'll find more obscure scholarships that have way less competition, which means you have a higher chance of winning them if you apply. Hell, $1 million go unclaimed a year, apparently. Do you know how much that is? I mean, I assume you do because you're going to college. It's a lot. Why not try to claim it? If you're already going to college somewhere, or know where you're going to go, most schools have their own scholarships specifically for their own students. I've even earned some myself. I have a yearly scholarship that grants me $3,000 a semester because I had really high grades in high school. But there's usually way more besides that. You'd probably have to search for them or ask school staff, but they're around. And you're more likely to win them since there's so little competition. It's only 1,000 people, right? That's about all I've got. I linked some free Roy sources in the description, but I'd also do a bit of research on your own to find scholarships more catered to you. I wish you all luck on your application journey. I'm aware that this lowers my own chances at winning any scholarships, but that's an L I'm willing to take. Until next time, stay goofy and gaffy.
Did we get
Elephant green screen effect.